Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. This is level 265. I am Big Al. With me this week we have KooshMoose.
Hello, I'm KooshMoose.
And we have not one but two special guests with us this week. They are numero uno, ElroyOMJ.
What's up, guys? Good to be back.
And his tag team partner, Triple Triad.
Hey guys, how's it going?
That was not very enthusiastic given the week we've had here. What the hell was that, man?
I think you might be a little tired,
Where's the
Elroy?
excitement level, man? Like we're free, we're free, and
Free at last.
we are number one, man. Come on.
All right, well, I don't want to bury the lead here. Jinx.
I'm sorry.
Jinx.
It's just, that enthusiasm level. We just got to work on that, Triple.
Well, Chips is asleep,
I am.
and Elroy's somehow wide awake.
Oh, man. I've been since midnight on Sunday. Yep.
And for those who don't know, they are two of the four members of the team hastily put together as Beast Mode.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was
Now-
hastily given how far back that they went. I mean,
Well, hastily named. I mean, come on now.
I mean, I don't know.
It takes a long time to
Who
build a
puts this-
super team, Al.
Now that you mentioned it,
there's-
I have no idea why we were called that. Maybe Triple knows.
I think it was Maddo. He is the one that kind of came up with that.
Okay.
I tried to float other ideas by him, but he's
Yeah.
dead set on that.
I did get to make our official mascot, though, so that was something. I don't know if you noticed which achievement we used as our placard, for the team.
Well, ask him if he's a fan of Marshawn Lynch, because that's where I know Beast Mode from. That's a football player.
No, I
Oh yeah,
I
Elroy, you know football.
Yeah, man, that was the guy that gave the inspiration for that one Ratalaika game that you just run the mother down, and like that's that was a pretty obscure reference, but yes, he but yeah, the Skittles, man, yeah, Skittles, and I remember the New Orleans Saints, poor team, yeah, I know it. I'll make
anyway.
I'll make another football reference a little later.
Well, anyway, Elroy and Triple Triad, along with the Arya Dragon and the Only Mato, defeated the other hastily named Roguelite, which had Anti-Champ, Marked Sniper, Mephisto for the win, and Irish Warrior.
Did you just say
022.
Did you just call him Empty Champ? Is that what you?
Anti.
And I thought you were actually taking
I
thought you were taking like a jab at him, like he is empty of the championship.
It's like
I was like,
it's
dang,
like
dude, you just came out swinging on the dude.
Well, no, he did end up
Antipasta.
getting solo, so...
Yeah,
like antipasta.
Gotcha.
Yes, anti. I mean, it's like multi and multi.
Yeah,
right,
I'll
whatever.
say anti.
And anti establishment. Anti-champ, yes, was the individual champion.
Yeah, but he wasn't the
This was
people's
only a
champion.
couple-
I mean,
All right, go ahead. Just tell us what you want to tell us.
I'm sorry. No, you're doing a good job recapping. I'm sorry. I'm just all. I'm just all.
I'm trying to read this leaderboard over here.
I'm just all hyped up on hoodie juice and lots of Tad. So, but yeah, like we have. We accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, and we're here to just kind of talk about it. I don't know. It was a big part of our lives for the last bit. I'm sure that my 3 fans probably noticed that I've been missing for 20 weeks. So thanks, guys, and for noticing. And I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting story that we might share. So invited old Triple on, and figured we could chat it up and tell y'all about it, I guess.
Wow.
Yep. That was my thinking.
All right.
Yeah. So,
Well, I'm glad Triple's on because he's dominating the conversation here.
well, he always does, man. Like you should hear him during
I
the
know.
boosting session, man. He's a guy will not
I know.
shut up. Like just dang, dude. So,
Well, he's probably on a Windows, Xbox 360, Xbox One. He probably hacked a Windows phone. He's probably doing what he's got to do to stay in that competition.
well,
I did. Yep.
so, well,
All right. So you guys won the team GTASC, and it came down to the wire because you guys were in the lead.
what? You're jumping right to the climax, man. What about the foreplay? Let's build a narrative here. Let's
Talk slower. Talk slower.
So all right. So let's go to period 1 summary.
No.
Before that.
That's like way too far forward, man. This thing started way before
All right,
that. So
week
like,
1.
I think you
go
should
ahead,
since everyone's anxious to hear Triple talk, even more than he already has. So like maybe he can set us through like the origin story because spoiler alert, I was kind of a late addition to this whole project, so I don't know the full backstory. He was at the ground level, so I'll let him explain how it came to be this whole thing.
All right, yeah. So it started off as kind of a running joke between Matto and Quick, or the Area Dragon at this point. It used to be Quick Don't Die, but he changed his name to probably like week 3 or 4 of this contest. So I kind of refer to him as both, but they kind of put together the team, just the two of them to start off with. And I kind of have my fingers in all the chats and everywhere, so I heard them mentioning it, and I messaged Matto and talked to him about maybe joining up with him for this year as a final hurrah, because shocking as it may be, I am not coming back. This was kind of my last push.
How long ago was this?
Swan song.
This was about the end of 2020. So about 2.5 years ago.
So pretty recent. Yeah.
Started talking about putting a team together.
And nobody believes this is your last one, by the way, but we'll circle back.
Yeah, no. But then after that, they got Unky Timfu to join. I know he's been around GTASC for quite some time. And then, because at the end of the 2022 GTASC, there was rumors of there being a 5-man team for this 2023 GTASC, which we took part in. And so we needed a 5th member, so I was kind of searching around. They kind of had those 3 were kind of in a group together, so I was like, well, I'll try to find someone outside of them. And that's where I thought of Elroy, because
why the hell not?
He had remarkable showings in the previous multiple years, so we were like,
oh no, he never mentions
and
that.
He never talks about GTASC like ever.
Never.
So I was like,
first year in the contest.
Reached out to Matt, and I was like, yeah, I think I might see if Elroy wants to join us. He might have some little contribution to the team. So
you must have been really at the end of your list at this point.
We kind of put it together, but then prior, about a month before the contest started, it got released that it was going to be a 4-man team. So we're kind of at a crossroads because we had 5 people for a 4-man team. So we were kind of stuck in a little bit of a dilemma trying to figure out who was going to end up taking one for the team and not joining. So Unky, he volunteered himself because he was planning on having the GTASC during the winter months where he had time off of work, but it ended up falling in the summer months where it wasn't ideal for him. But we'll talk more about that in a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, and so when y'all contacted me, that was actually around mid-April of 2022, and so that was right in the middle of the last one. And so I was still in it at this point. And so then all of a sudden I get this message from Triple, and he's like, hey, we're starting to put together a team or next year, like for a serious run. Would you be interested? And I'm thinking, at this point, my team had just fallen apart. I don't know if you remember the story there, but basically I was on Vicious and Delicious, and we viciously were eliminated because we got DQ'd, basically, because of not my fault. And so yes, it wasn't my fault. So you don't tell a very angry lady that she's being unreasonable, or else you're just going to open up a can of worms. So that's what kind of blew it up. But yes, it was, mistakes were made, but that's okay. So at that point I was teamless and I was still in the individual. And so I decided, I was like, well, yeah, I'd be interested in that. And so then Motto contacted me, and he's like, yeah, and he gave me all the details. I'm like, man, that sounds pretty dang good, man, because, like they've been preloading for years. And at this point, I just have my preloads for that contest. So at this point, I'm thinking, well, what the hell am I doing here? And so I made a conscious effort or decision there to say, you know what, I'm just going to take the knee, because I learned a lot even when I was a young man, where I wore younger man's clothes in the early 90s, and I had more hair and all that. But I did learn that I didn't want to be the Buffalo Bills, and so that's one thing I did know for sure. And so that at this point I had made 3 straight finals, and so if I made the 4th one, I would have officially been the Bills, because 4 made, 0 won. That would have been like, that would have been terrible. And I didn't want that. So making the finals was great and everything, don't get me wrong, but I wanted more than that. I just wanted to kind of finally get that elusive win under my belt. So at this point, I just took a knee and I went out in the quarterfinals. And oh man, let me tell you, everybody in the community gave Elroy crap about this. I didn't have enough for the finals or to make the semi. Didn't even make the semis. Yeah, Danny JJ. Yeah, that guy. I have a little Rolodex of names here that I remember who gave me some crap on this. And I just thought, you just wait. You just wait. All right. So, yeah, Danny.
So you have,
what do you think now, Danny?
The Steve Buscemi list.
So, yeah, I got my crap list.
From Billy Madison.
But, yeah. So I took a knee there, and everybody just thought that I was just, burnt out or something. I don't know what they thought. But, like, all of a sudden, it just disappeared. I used all my bonuses and scored, 0 points and then just went out, I mean, clearly I had all these preloads, but whatever. But anyway, I saved all those points, and that allowed me to be at least somewhat on the same level as these guys who've been preloading for crazy and for 2 years. So I knew that I was going to be the 4th man, the low man on the totem pole, because I mean, obviously I was just starting to kind of use my preload. I was kind of coming in with a lot less of a war chest. So I really appreciated them contacting me and thinking of me, because I knew I'd be at kind of I wouldn't be able to contribute as much. So I really tried hard to get that number up, and I think I did a pretty good job. I ended up around 200,000 in preloads. So, yeah, that was pretty good. So, anyhow, that's how I got on the team anyway.
Yep.
In your face, Danny.
All right, well, thank
you. Sorry.
And then after Unky, he bowed out, and then that's when we start with week 1. So,
yeah,
and then
that was
it went downhill from there.
Yeah, less and less time. And then the format changed a little bit, because normally in years past, way years past, I mean, the thing lasts 9 months. It's you're having a GTASC baby or something, and so and then they shortened it to half a year, and then now it was 20 weeks this time. So I don't know that we fully appreciated how fast it would escalate. At least I didn't. I thought that, I'll still be able to preload and manage it and enjoy life, all the way up until, I don't know what I thought, week 16 or something like that. But man, it escalated quickly now. For me, okay, I don't know, Triple, when did the contest like officially like start in your mind? Like finally starting to be a nuisance. Like when did it finally kind of catch up to you? I'm curious if it's the same time for me.
Probably about week 8 to 10, around there. I think it mainly picked up where I'll touch on later with a kind of story where we took a badge from another pretty strong competitor.
Oh, yeah, let me lead into that. Yeah, let me lead into that.
But
yeah,
well, we had to talk about the first 4 weeks and or 5 weeks and the punishment we put ourselves through.
Yes.
Where,
absolutely.
I'll let you talk about that one.
Oh no, actually that's perfect. Yeah, that's exactly when it got real for me. Is we decided, we've been saving, and see, also another thing I had done personally is I'm sure people thought that I just quit gaming or something because like my gamer score output just diminished to almost nothing. I was just scoring like 1 achievement a day and then preload, 1 achievement a day, preload. And so I had all these crap games, and so I was ready for the Achieveaholics bonus, which is where you score the most achievements for the week. And so we decided we'd go ahead and knock that one out, and because if you get one of every bonus, you get a full house bonus, which is worth some more points. And so we decided we'd go ahead and knock the easy one out, which is score the most achievements. We all had games, and we wanted to do that one first. So we went ahead and did it, knocked it out, had a ton of achievements, and then we got stuck in what I don't know, some shenanigans. Is that the best word to describe? I don't know. That I really am suspicious some shenanigans were going on here because it was a little too coincidental, the team bonuses that followed this week. So we put ourselves out there on this limb and scored all these achievements and gamer score. Then all of a sudden the next week, well, what's the team bonus? Get the same amount of achievements and gamer score as you did the previous week. I mean, we were talking, how many achievements did we score that week? Like 4,000?
4,170.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. Like, that's not normal. And so we had to redo it because our goal was to get every bonus, so we get the full set achievement for that as well. And so we're like, well, I guess we're going to score 4,000 achievements again this week. So we did that. And then, lo and behold, what was it? Oh, man, the next week's team bonus. Score more gamer score and achievements than you did the previous week. So now we didn't have the same amount. Now we had to go above. And so, oh my gosh, it was like literally 3 weeks of this hell of scoring just, I mean, every possible 20, any game under 2 hours was completely finished on all of our tags pretty much at the end of those 3 weeks. And everyone just scored so much gamer score.
The end of those 3 weeks or 4 weeks, we had put up as a team almost 1 million gamer score.
Yep, that's right.
In like less than a month. So
that was a rough.
It took a toll on us for sure.
Yes.
And then the week after we did all that, we went and did the highest ratio bonus after we had burned all of our trash fire games. So it kind of let us feel what the real GTASC meant to be.
The real experience.
Not playing the crap games anymore.
Oh man, yeah. So that was kind of a transitioning moment in the tournament, and it sounds insane that you would ruin 3 weeks of your life for what like 6,000 TAD and bonuses or something like that. I mean, 4 individuals are willing to basically give up every waking moment they have for 3 weeks just to get 6,000 imaginary internet points. There's nothing about this contest that makes sense, but I don't know, it's just the addiction of it. It's just crazy. But anyhow, that was kind of when it definitely picked up, and then it just never let off after that, because at that point you're having to score just tremendous amount of gamer score or TAD to stay in it. So yeah. Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah. Did that thoroughly answer your question?
I don't remember what I asked at this point, but
I don't either.
I think he was asked about how the team started.
Yeah. I think he's asking how you were doing. I'm not sure.
Like,
I just said hi.
The fourth member of the panel tonight is Koosh, who is contributed a lot at this point.
You'll hear me at the beginning and the end, probably.
Yeah, he's just here to turn off the lights
in the middle.
Well, if we ever talk about games, he'll perk up.
There you
Sorry,
go.
what? Did you say games?
Games.
No. So
I do have a lot of GTASC questions, though.
Oh man, let's keep them coming. Let's go.
All right. How do you feel about the new format where it's 20 weeks, where it used to be like 48 or 40 something? Like, it's definitely different now. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I can tell you the summer thing sucks. That's for sure. I think that was universal.
For me, it was more of like a love-hate relationship, because I personally like the longer format, because you kind of still had the competition, and then it didn't start picking up till like the last 10, 15 weeks. But this time it kind of just never let up, never stopped. But I did like how it was shorter, because it takes less of your life away. But theoretically, but then you end up doing 12-hour days just to keep up in general, and you just kind of hate yourself after that.
Now, when you say 12-hour days, you're talking about 12 hours of
12-hour
gaming?
gaming days, yes. From like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. kind of thing, yeah.
I mean, if you just think about it, like these are not normal numbers that people are putting up.
No.
Like it's not normal to put up, where you have, like, if you're pacing yourself, you need to score like 4,000 TAD a day. I mean, maybe to some people that sounds like, oh yeah, that's easy. I don't know who those people are, but that's not normal. Like that's challenging. That's like a really hard game that you have, cumulatively beaten there for, and then what's the reward? You get to turn right around and repeat it again tomorrow. And but that was kind of where you got to. At least that's how I approached it, is I wanted to like pace myself where I did about 4,000 to 5,000 a day, and then that would make it easier near the end. And that number just kept, it didn't always start there. I mean, at first it was like 2,000 a day, and then okay, now it's getting more serious. Now I need about 2,500 to 3,000 a day, and so it's like, it's just insane how much effort that goes into this. And it really shows that for this contest, if you don't start preparing for it as far in advance as we did, like it's just, I don't know how you would stay in it, because when there's some guys triple that didn't do any preloading and they made it that far, like Luke or whoever it was, and some others.
There's other teams for sure, but it's hard to, at this point, with preloading becoming such a big thing, to make it to that point, because then other teams, they've been preloading, and you eventually get to the point where you either have preloads or you don't, and that's pretty much how it ended up being. Like the last 5-6 weeks, it was all teams that were just pedal to the metal preloading or dropping preloads or anything. So then that just caused the score to just keep climbing, because there's teams like Jim's team who just kept scoring to drive the elimination line up farther, and it just got out of hand pretty fast.
It did, and
it's crazy.
It is. It really is insane. But also for us, an additional thing is like a lot of teams, they just get in it to try to make the finals. But when you're actually going in with the mindset that it's finals or bust, win or bust, not just make the finals, but to championship or bust, it's a much different perspective, because here these teams drop in what preloads they have, and we're holding on to all of ours. So it's like a delicate balance of how to score enough points to make it to the finals without getting eliminated. And that was there was one week, what was that, the quarterfinals, where it got real in a hurry, or maybe it was a semi, I forget. I think it was going into
quarters,
the semis.
yeah.
And so I know people don't that are not in it don't sit there and watch like, hour by hour updates like you are when you're actually in it. But like Sundays, there was, well, back up just a hair. Like most teams, like for myself personally, I did the pacing thing where I would try to score throughout the week. Most teams did not do that. I don't know. It was like there's this graph. Who put out this graph that showed like the amount of scoring by the hour, by the day, or something like that? And like what it showed is like basically you have no idea what's going to happen until you hit Sunday, because everybody just like threw down an obscene amount of points on Sunday, specifically in like the last 4 hours. I mean, this graph is just weird. It just shoots up like a rocket, and like people are just barely scoring, and then it's just game on. And so a lot of people were just keeping their cards close until that last day, and they had a bunch of quick stuff and everything. And so that's what happened in the quarterfinals. Was we woke up and we were like second place. We're thinking about, oh, maybe should we go for first? Go ahead and get another bonus in here. We could probably catch them. And then we had worked hard all week on that, and then it got to the dreaded, for me it was 3:45 in the afternoon. I guess it would be 4:45 for the Eastern time zone, but that's when the bonuses basically at 4 or 5 or whatever you want to look at it, but in 15 minutes the deadline for bonuses would be over. And so in the quarterfinals, I don't know if this was an attempt to snipe us out of the contest. It sure felt like it. But I think it was the last-ditch effort by some of the teams that knew that there was basically a 2-horse race in this to try to get one of us. And it almost worked. I mean, but everyone dropped their bonuses like at the same time. I mean, and when I say everyone, I mean seriously, everyone dropped bonuses except for the top 2 teams, as it turned out. Of,
like, 14 teams at that point dropped every bonus that they had. They had like 30, 40,000 points worth of bonuses at that point. They dropped them all. And then us and the Roguelite, we didn't drop any, and so we're having to scramble to make up for ground.
What place did we drop from? We went
from second to 9th, and the top 11 went
with 8
into
hours
semis.
left. It was so dumb. Oh man, that was a rough day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, and so Motto, he was kind of our team captain. He was, and he was in our group chat. And he's like, it's okay. There's no worries, man. I mean, I'm just sitting there I'm just like, how is this okay? This is terrible. Like, what? Like, why did we not do something with it? So, but it's just time to get to work. And so here you are yet again. You didn't use any of your bonuses, which are, in his view, instant preloads, which they are, but you don't use your existing preloads either. So where do you come up with those points to, counter this? And so it was that was a rough one. So I personally just hit some of the low-hanging fruit on title updates, which was another factor this year that really changed the scene. I'm not sure if you were going to ask about those, but that really complicated things. That was the wrinkle this year, more so than the shortened time period that just really changed it a lot, I guess.
One thing I'd like to point out, you were talking about someone set up a graph of scoring over time, which tells me that someone is just scraping the TA website like endlessly towards the end when everyone's trying to scan in.
Yeah. Well, I think he scraped it pretty much the whole week. Like I think every 4 hours he would have like another point on the graph, and then like when it got to like the last 3 hours, it would be like every 5 minutes, and then when it got to like the last, or it'd be like every 10 minutes, but then when it got to like the last like 20 minutes, it'd be like every minute, and then he got like the last 5 minutes would be like every half minute. Like it would just keep like increasing that time, because it would just change, the score would just increase so much in that time period. Like if you just kept it as like every 10, 15 minutes, the jumps would just be astronomical. It'd go from like 100,000 to 110,000 in like 10 minutes. It'd just be crazy to see how much it changed in that last kind of 15, 20 minutes of the period.
And I wish I could give credit to the person that made it. I don't know, maybe Triple, but it was some graph. I saw it. I don't even remember who made it, but there was some guy that just really enjoyed analyzing all the data for it, and he would like list all the games that were the best, bet for your time and how much TAD per hour you can expect out of it. And he really put a bunch of information out there. I looked at it. I thought it was pretty fascinating, but that graph though, that pretty much told us the tale, because if you went to bed or whatever, if you had to go to work, depending on what time zone you were, when that magical 2-hour window before the cutoff was, I mean, you just assumed you were going to be out, because like, I mean, why would you not think it? And so many people that happened to, they just got sniped because the line, they thought, well, I'm, 7,000 above the line, I don't have to worry. Nope, you do. Like, you have to stay up and monitor it until it's over. And it's miserable. Like, I dreaded Sundays. Like, Sundays were my least favorite day. I felt this weight, just coming towards me when it got closer to Sunday. I'm like, oh no, gotta go through this again, because you get to be a nervous wreck because you don't, you put so much effort into it, and it's just like, if you just play it wrong, it just takes one mistake and that's it. So, more so on the team, individual, it's kind of a crapshoot, but the team, again, it was the mentality of championship or bust, and you didn't want it to end early. Like, you didn't want that. It was just, it was awful. And on solo side, like, that's what happened to Oriole. I think a lot of people had him going really far, right? Like, he was one of the favorites, I think. And he went out with a pocket full of bonuses. It was pretty bad. So
because I sniped him out.
Yeah. So what happened
right
there,
on the
Triple?
line. He was right above me, and I just
some people do.
500 down. He just
some people get off on riding that line, don't they, Triple? What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
So this is basically just one big game of chicken. That's what I've determined.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's a good
100%
description of
is.
it. Yeah, absolutely. It was. I mean, it's one of those things that you put so much into it, and it's really rewarding when you win, because a lot of people always say, was it worth it, and all this and that. And I don't know, maybe you were going to ask that later, but it's really, I mean, to me it is, because for a personal reason, because like, sure, you're going to put on a hoodie and you're going to walk around and no one's going to know what the hell it is. It's just kind of like, it's such a niche hobby and such a niche contest of a niche hobby. Like, you could wear that thing to the busiest airport and fly all across the world with it on. You probably would not, a single person's going to recognize what the hell that the hoodie is for, So you're not doing it for any kind of recognition or anything. It's just kind of like, you do it for yourself, I guess. I don't know. Like, for me, I'm a competition-holic. I mean, I just love competing in whatever the hell it is. And so this was kind of my primary hobby. So to me, it was kind of like the big contest, and to see where I kind of rank amongst my fellow gamers. And so that's kind of, to me, the personal satisfaction of it. But then again, I'm not a 2-time winner like some people, so what do I know?
It's something. No,
not much. Not much of use.
Yeah.
Mine is in the closet, I think. I don't even know where it is at this point.
All right, last question before we talk games. So you guys both went to Achievement Fest, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So which week of the competition was that?
That was the week that
16,
Triple played really well that week. You probably look at his.
Triple play.
He did really well that week. I was going to ask him kind of similar question, like, how the hell you get eliminated the week you go to Achievement Fest? What is that? What the hell?
Yeah.
Come on, Triple. So,
I was going to ask how you balance playing and socializing when you're really
God.
You don't.
trying to focus on staying in.
You
but you
don't
did
really
some
balance
Just Dance
that.
at least with people, so you
Oh,
kind of socialized while getting some good score.
that was
a little bit, right?
that was actually one of the few enjoyable moments of the whole contest for me. Was I wanted to give a shout out to Sir Polygon, who kind of headed that whole thing up. But I'll never forget in the middle of this contest, the four grown ass men dancing to "Rave in the Grave," and trying to.
Wait, don't forget Firework. We heard Firework.
Oh yeah,
so many times.
That's right. Yeah,
I think
y'all had that down, man.
12, 13 times, something like that.
That was the easiest song to get all the 4-person achievements on. So basically, we opened up like every Just Dance game there was, and we would do whatever the easiest song is for 4 people to get all the 4-person achievements. And so we got some bad intel, I think. So we were told that the easiest song on this one game was "Rave in the Grave." Look it up, and you'll see Just Dance "Rave in the Grave," and it has like 4 just goofy outfitted individuals doing a really I don't know, it's just kind of a dumb dance, and then all of a sudden it gets super intense, and you're doing like a I don't know what you would call that. Was that like the sprinkler, but you're doing the sprinkler in a circle kind of a thing? And it's hysterical. But just picture the 4 of us running around doing this, and not just once, like multiple times trying to do this, and we're just puzzled why we cannot get it down. So I don't know, but that for me that was a highlight. So. That was a good thing from Achievement Fest, but unfortunately, the rest of the time, I enjoyed it much better last year, where I didn't feel this pressure that I had to be going in and scoring points, and I felt terrible because every time P-Tart or especially P-Tart, she's sweet as anybody, she's a wonderful lady, and she comes around and she, you can tell she wants to talk and everything, but then she's like, I don't want to bother you. And so it just breaks your heart that you're like, you're sitting there prioritizing, scoring points in a stupid contest over, socializing with somebody you really like, that you only get to see once a year. So that was really rough. And same thing with Kronos. Like, I didn't really get to talk to him that much, and I always enjoy, spending some time with him there and some others too, but it's just, yeah. So to me, it's kind of it was a highlight, but also a low light. And I hope to make it up to those individuals next year and give them my full attention, because that's really who I am. I mean, I'm a pretty social person, and I mean, it just felt, I don't know, I just felt bad about it. I mean, it still bothers me. But at least I got to see Triple's beard.
All right,
so
yeah. That's a highlight right there.
It was, yeah. I mean, his beard was as glorious as it was, and
no time to shave. Got a score.
Yeah, there it is.
But
well,
they I just wanted to ask Triple, like, I feel like he should tell us about his best preload, like. I feel like it deserves mention, the amount of hours this man put into a single game that has like a butt ton of TAD in it. And
I think I was gonna talk about that in the game highlight reel.
All right, I just want to make sure you got a chance to talk about it. But Lord have mercy, the amount of time you put into that's admirable. I mean, it's just insane. So anyway, okay. I guess I'll shut up then. Oh, wait, one more story. So, I did want to have like a positive highlight also from the whole experience. And for me, the best team bonding that we had was the night that we went for the cursed 4-game win streak. It was 4 wins, right, Triple? Was it 4? 3?
For which
2?
game?
Curse the.
Three, I think.
Is it 3? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Waka was out of town. This is Waka. This is a Waka game, man. This is the one. If you don't know which game we're talking about, it's the one that he's walked every one of you through, where he's gotten you all the fridges, and you run around as like a half naked man, because you don't own any cosmetic items, and it's like a battle royale game. So it's got good points in it, and there's really good points for winning 3 in a row. And so we were going for that, and we got, we started off, and I think we must have been in like a lower skill range or something like that. And so we won 2 just like almost immediately. And we're like, oh, we'll be done, and this is easy. We'll just move on to the next thing. And then we lost. Like, we got cocky, and we lost. All right, well, we'll focus again. So then we won. It took us a minute to get back to 2 wins. And when you know it, like, the last guy kills us. Like, we could not get off 2 wins. And so at this point, we've been putting so much time in it that we got to get something out of this, or, like, it's a massive just black, eye on us that we just, we're going to have to make up the time somewhere else. And so I have to give props to Quick, or Arya Dragon, as he's now called. I called him Quick the entire contest, but that guy is a beast on anything. If there's a zombie breakout in life, I'm going to head to his house, because Lord have mercy, he could probably shoot. I mean, I've never seen such an intense first-person shooter master as him, watching him work on that. But we got to 2 wins, and wouldn't you know it, there's a team left that's not bots, and they mean business. And man, it got serious, and we were scouting it out, and it was I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I turned into a werewolf, and then I all of a sudden just ran off somewhere and then got shot in the head. And then, I don't know, Triple, where were you at during all of this, where that last final battle sequence?
So, long story short, I didn't have 2 screens set up, so I was having to console stream onto my laptop.
Oh.
And that, trying to console stream a first-person shooter, it gets laggy as all get out. So I was basically useless at that point. I'm usually like fairly decent at first-person shooters. I played my fair share. I could probably keep up with the best of them, but I just couldn't do anything. I was kind of just trying to shoot, but then by the time I shot, the guy was already gone because I was lagging so much. So I was kind of just trying to do my best, but just lagging all over the place. And so I got pretty much killed instantly, and I felt bad because I was like, I know I can do better than that, but there's just nothing I could have done. Quick
was doing some heavy lifting there.
Yeah.
But anyhow, it was like such a team boost that night, because like it looked like we were going to lose on 2 games yet again, and then Quick just came in out of nowhere. It just, like, I don't even know if he like meleeed the guy to death or something, beat him with his bare hands or something. Like, I don't know. It was like something out of that one Tombstone movie or whatever it was, where Wyatt Earp, and he like crosses the river and he's just yelling no, and he's like shooting everything in sight. There's your musty movie reference for you. But it was kind of one of those moments for us, and I don't know. We all went to bed just like all jacked up and just like hell yeah, because we just scored like a ton of tad off of it. Like,
I think it looked like a team, it was like 12,000, 13,000, something like that, just from the game.
So, but yeah, I think that was one of the nights that we really gelled as a team. So I just wanted to mention that, because I thoroughly enjoyed that evening of boosting with y'all. So yeah, so. I think at this point we've reached the climax. If you want to ask us about the final few hours now, see, we circled back to it.
Nate, do you want to ask them about their final few?
So I have a great analogy if you want to hear it.
Sure.
So Elroy.
Yeah.
Do you have any analogies of the last few hours?
Yes, I do actually. So
fantastic.
All right, so. Here you go. So, if you didn't see how it all played out, the final week was a tale of two different extremes. So we jumped out early, and we were up about 250,000 TAD, which you would think that's pretty good. At this point, we're wondering, are they just packing it in? Are they going to just try again next year? And so then we're thinking, well, no, it's a little too obvious. And so, like, it seems like they're trying to slow us down by not scoring as much, making us think that we don't need to score. So fortunately, there's a couple of voices of reason, most notably Quick, who kept saying, guys, you better keep scoring. They're planning something. He's ultimately paranoid. So but he seemed like he was very convincing. So we just kept the same pace, and I'm so glad that we did. And in the end, we were up at like 300,000 at some point, weren't we?
I think
Triple?
350 at one point.
All right. And so ends up not that. So there was a little bit of disappointment like afterwards that, we didn't win big. But here's your story for you. Here's your analogy. So much work had gone into that. So like in sports ball, you have the off season. Okay. So the off season, you put in as much work as you can to get yourself into that position to where you're ready for the season. You're ready. You're putting in the hours. No one sees you putting in those hours, and it's, but you are preparing. And then you get to the preseason. You're knocking off some of the rust, and then you get to the season. You make adjustments, and the season may not go exactly the way you wanted, so you have to make some decisions here and there. And then you get to the playoffs, and it picks up a notch. And then you get to the championship game, if you're so lucky. We were lucky enough to get to the championship game. And so when you go in, you might have a certain game plan. And so one team might jump up early on the other. So we jumped out to an early lead. So we were up, like if it was sports football, we had like a 30, 40 point lead at halftime. And then the other team made some adjustments. Those adjustments happened definitely Sunday morning. And all of a sudden it was game on. And the second half starts, maybe a star player gets hurt, maybe, whatever. And so all of a sudden the momentum changed. And your lead evaporates, and it gets more and more serious. So that's kind of the situation we found ourselves in, because we saw that they were scoring, because you can spy on people using the Xbox app, and you can see what they're doing. And so they started playing some defense there even. They started opening up all their games they owned so that they could hide it. And so then we were trying to do some math. We had no idea what the score was going into the last few hours. And then finally, they had to scan in, because you get scanned once a day if you set it up that way on TA. And our 300,000 point lead had evaporated to 30,000. And then just a few moments after that, it was down to 10,000. And then with about 15 minutes left in the competition, it was down to 3,000. Let me tell you, that was not easy. That was a moment that test the testicular fortitude that you have when you see it slipping away so quickly. And so I liken it to this analogy. It finally comes down to the whole season, the whole off season. It comes down to like one play, right? You've seen this happen in many Super Bowls or what have you, where it just comes down to one last play. Are you going to get in the end zone, or are you not? Is the defense going to hold? Is the offense going to pull it out? So we held. It was a goal line stand right at the end. The ball just came up a few inches short. So in a contest that the final week was well over 1 million points on each side was scored, it came down to 3,000 points. So we held. And so to me, it doesn't matter if it was 3,000. It doesn't matter if it was 30,000, 300,000. We won. That's all there's to it. So I have no problem with the way that it ended. I love how it ended, because it makes so much a better story. It shows that what we were up against. Like if they had just melded in and been like, well, yeah, you didn't have any competition. But you clearly see that we did. And so to me, that's kind of how the last few hours played out. And I'm very proud of my team. We held. We kept our heads cool. and we just kept scoring. We played our game, and it was just good enough at the end. So there you have it.
Wow. And to further that analogy, there was a famous Super Bowl, I think it was 2017, where the Seahawks were on the 1 yard line, and they did not give the ball to beast mode.
I do remember that. Yes.
That was a big thing.
It was a thing. You're right. Like, why would you not have handed it to him? Like, that's crazy. I mean,
and they lost.
Was it like 1999 when it was the Titans and the Rams, and the guy like reached the ball over behind his head and just like bounced it off like the 6-inch line? Like, yeah, that was another one. I mean, it was just like 6 inches from
I was trying to tie it together with beast mode.
Oh yeah.
But yes.
But yes, I do recall that. So yes.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Triple.
Yeah.
What were the worst and best games you played during the competition? and talk about the games a little bit, if you can.
So
whatever you want to talk about. Pick some games.
The worst ones was probably all the shovelware crap that I'd been not playing for 2.5 years, where it's just one game after the next of, oh, press the A button to jump onto this platform. Oh, look, you have 2 of these characters. You have to jump onto this platform. Here is 6,000 gamer score for doing this piddly action. Just just those weeks of just having to deal with all that. Then,
so you play the low TAD games because they do add up?
Well, no, not that.
With the title updates, they become...
Probably for challenges, right?
Title updates and the...
Oh, for the challenges,
yeah.
To get your so many achievements, to get your so much gamer score, like those are fodder.
Those are just...
Oh, the bonuses.
Those made me hit my head against the wall because it was just nothing was good.
But you played like so many of them. Like, how did you?
So many.
How did you possibly keep track of all those games? Tell us about that.
Oh boy, here we go.
We have a super duper spreadsheet going on.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
So, Elroy, with his infinite knowledge of spreadsheets, he actually was like, "Oh, you know what, Triple, you do this. You make the spreadsheet."
Oh wait, I didn't say that. Whoa.
500 different certifications in Excel, but Triple, you take time and make this spreadsheet. And that's exactly what happened, because then that's all I heard was, oh, if I would have made the spreadsheet, it would have been like this or this. And I'm like, well, I made it while sitting at work one day because I was tired of trying to read the list of games, so I just put it all on the spreadsheet and then was like, here you go.
Wait, you guys you have a job?
I don't know that he does.
You guys have jobs and girlfriends / wives and geez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's getting crazier.
Yeah, Elroy, he's he loves to bash me about my Excel spreadsheet.
Oh,
even
it
though
worked perfectly.
I like to say
it
looked pretty good because it was in alphabetical order. I mean, what more could you want?
Damn right.
I mean, if this hypothetical spreadsheet, existed in this hypothetical world, you think you wouldn't need 4 like color coded like columns, and it seems like you could condense that down to a single column and put 4 different colors in a single column, and then there was some confusion as far as where to put the games theoretically in a spreadsheet of such fashion.
But you see, sometimes people on the team aren't necessarily that smart, and they end up buying duplicate copies of games. So that's where it comes into play, where you need like multiple colors to show, like Match Point Tennis, where people buy multiple copies of the game. Hypothetically,
Elroy.
I was like giving crap. I just thought it was funny. The joke here is
what did you do?
Well, the joke is that we were sitting around talking at Chivo Fest in the 10 minutes that we were not gaming competitively, and we started talking about the spreadsheet.
10 minutes.
And I was like, well, it's these are some things that I might. And it just kind of went one thing to the other, and I was like, no, seriously, you could do this, and this, and then I was like, I used to teach this, right? And then I started, and actually I used to teach people to get certified in it, and I had to be certified in it, and here's all my certifications in Excel. And at that point, it was over. Like Triple won't let me live down. Oh, big bad Elroy with all his Excel certifications, but no, it was hypothetically functional, and I appreciate you doing it in a hypothetical world.
Yeah, right. It's a good thing that you're good looking because I don't know.
Well, thank you. So yeah, I'm sorry. I interrupted him when he was getting to the good games. I digress. But let's digress after talking about my good looks.
Yes, shocking answer maybe there are good games that I played. So I think I have 3 standouts. One Elroy already mentioned was my
Just Dance
1,000-hour grind of Sea of Thieves, which I streamed on the Monday of finals to a few people.
Yes,
and I appreciate everyone who stopped by, and I wanted.
There was a good amount of people there.
Yeah,
I didn't know what I was watching, but I tried.
Yeah, and I wanted to apologize about not having the achievements set up on streaming because frankly I've never done streaming before, so I did not know you needed a capture card or anything along that lines. But it felt good as a kind of a closing on that chapter of a year and a half of grinding that game. And I end up getting about 20,000 TAD from it, which is quite a bit. So that was my probably number one highlight. And now that GTASC is over, I'm going and finishing it up because I didn't get everything from it. And then my second one, I started towards the tail end of the contest, probably around week 13 or so. I started talking to a guy who goes to Achievement Fest, Harmon. He is pretty high up on the music leaderboards and he helps a lot of people with a lot of different stuff. And I talked to him about Elder Scrolls Online, which I was kind of looking for another game to start that would scratch my 1,000-hour played itch. And he gave me pointers in that, and then I started it up, and he helped carry me to level 50, which gave me access to everything I needed to play the game and end up getting TAD from it. So I think I went into the final week with about 6,000 TAD from that game. And that game is just great if you like RPGs. It's pretty, as Pete Hart would say, and
Pete's Hart.
It's just a gorgeous game. You got tons of hours of stuff you could do in it, and I need to start going back to it once I'm done with the Sea of Thieves. And then the last game, I know Vulgar, he mentioned at Achievement Fest in that podcast, was Steep, and it's a snowboarding game, and that one had some pretty good TAD in it, but man, is that game pretty. The graphics on it are just crisp. It makes you feel like you're actually like outside snowboarding, although like let's be honest, who goes outside these days? But it's just such a gorgeous game. It looks so nice, and I will love to go back to it and do the DLCs on that. So those are the best games that I had during this contest. But
Okay.
Well,
Those sound like terrible games.
they're not terrible. They're fun.
No, I'm just kidding.
what about you forgot to mention Chivalry? Where'd that one rank on?
Sea of Thieves scares me.
So,
oh boy, Chivalry is dead.
Yes, it is very much so.
Yeah, but not before you convinced all 3 of us to put it on our tag.
Yes, late last year, about November, I was able to get a couple copies of it. It's a delisted game, and I I was like, oh yeah, this one's pretty good. It's like 2000 TAD. We can preload in it, and you can unlock it all in probably like 15, 20 minutes. It's gonna be a breeze. All you gotta do is save one enemy to kill of each class, and there you go. And then, lo and behold, hey, a delisted game ends up getting its servers shut down. And you know what? They don't tell anybody about that. So, about week 3 in the contest, we find out, hey, the servers are dead. You can't even get in the game now. That preload that you did, it's gone. No longer can be played. You can't unlock it anymore. You're basically stuck with it on the tag for good. And so that one's kind of a kick because you can we had it all preloaded, everything done. You can unlock it in probably 15, 20 minutes, and now you can't even play it which means that you're done. It probably never gonna ever come up again. So it's just kind of disappointing with that. And I know Elroy, he loved playing that game.
Yeah, so. I played it. That was I lived my best life in that game. I listened to the advice of a friend and put it on my tag. And there's 40 achievements in that game. I have 2 of those. So 38 nice missable achievements forever in the waste bin of my my poor tag. That But I mean, I'm not really a completionist anyway. But still, though, man, 2 out of 40. That's rough. But that was. I think. How many minutes did I play? I don't even think I have minutes registered in it. That's how like quick I played it. I think I only played for like 20 minutes. So, and it was a hack and slash. It was not terrible. But yeah, that was disappointing. But that's something else that we didn't really cover that we ran into is where if you preload for that long, like it's just like you're just like, oh gosh, not another one. So I mean that happened on like tons of games. Like for me, it was Knockout City, Crossfire X. I had both of those. Multiverses was a tough one, man, because that was such a good preload. You could make everything like 99%. It tracked, and I mean, just such a great preload. Like 4,000 points, and then it announces they're going to go down. So it's just like ugh, and then it complicated that whole week because like so many people had it preloaded that it inflated the score for that little period of time. And so anyway, it was just kind of ran into all of that. But for me, it's not even close. Like it's hands down like the worst experience for me from this whole thing as far as gaming is concerned was a game that I love. It's actually one of my top favorite 3 probably games on the Xbox, and that is Rare Replay. I have to bring it up. I'm gonna get angry talking about it, but I'm so just pissed at my previous self, like, and my freaking forgetfulness. Like, so when I finished preloading this back last summer, okay, so. And I just remember, like, it all came flooding back to me in a fit of panic Sunday night because I just thought I'd be dramatic, So it was my favorite preload, and every year when I enter this stupid contest, I like to have a preload that I kind of hang my hat on as my big one for that contest. And so like one year it was the Bomberman 1 million bombs, and just things like that where it's like a big achievement that that was my big one. So this was my big achievement. It's worth like 3,000 points. It's like it would be the highest TAD achievement I have ever unlocked, and it's just on a game that I love, and it was all perfect. And so I thought about doing it Monday, like it's the first thing that I did. But then I thought, no, I'm just going to save the best for last, kind of like a dramatic, the end of the contest, save the best for last. And so I literally waited until about 4 o'clock on Sunday to say, okay, I guess it's Stampers time. And so then I opened up the game, and I remember leaving it to where I just basically had to get one more Ultra Combo and Killer Instinct, and then that was the final stamp, and then I could just sync all the games, and then bam, it's done. And so I did that. I even went and did the orchestra pit, went and watched all the videos real quick, or the sound records, whatever. And so I popped all the achievements, and then it was time for stampers. So then I started collecting my stamps, opened up a few games here and there, like the 360 ones. And so as soon as I opened it, it synced with it. And you got your 750 gamer score. So then, stamp. And so I got up to 325 stamps, and I'm like, I don't know where the rest of the stamps are. Where are the stamps? And and at this point, we knew that they had enough points and they were gaining on us. And us, you're at some point Sunday night, you stop thinking clearly and you just start almost going into like a panic mode. And so I started feeling that panic start to sink in a little bit. I was like, what? I was just in a state of confusion. And so it just was not connecting. And then I freaking opened up the 360 game for Perfect Dark Zero. And then it all came flooding back to me. I just remembered, like, I had a moment of clarity, and I'm like, oh no. And then I remembered, like, I was trying so hard to preload that I remembered that I got to that game and I was like, oh, well, this is worth some points. I'll just save this and do this at the beginning of the contest. And then I'll get the credit for it in the contest, and then make the week easier. And we're not talking a lot of points here. It was literally 3 achievements worth like 100 TAD each. Totally, why I saved that is beyond me. But 100 TAD in the 360 world, that's not an easy achievement. And so the three achievements were win 1,000 matches of certain mode, win 1,000 matches of a different mode. Like, these are grindy freaking achievements. This is not something that I can just, open up and like do really well and the achievement's mine. No, this is something that's going to take some time. And so I did the math, and it came out to 4 hours for each achievement, but 2 of them you could do at the same time. So still you're looking at 8 hours. And again, I started looking into this at like 4 o'clock. So at this point, do I try to do this? And then that would be the only points I unlock the rest of the day. Or do I just take my loss and then go pop some other points? And so I was explaining this in the chat, and everyone's just like, oh, well, you better not get those achievements. You better go score some points. And I was like, oh, man. And it was such a kick to the balls. Like, it was so disappointing. Like, that was the one achievement that I wanted to pop this contest, and I just totally dropped the ball. If I had not been so freaking dramatic about it and just opened it up on Monday, I would have saw that, and I would have made time to get those achievements, and then I could have popped it. So as it stands now, I'm just sick to my stomach about it. I feel like I need to go just finish it, even though I won't get any credit for it for any contest. It just seems so wrong. But yeah, that was my biggest regret from this contest, was just the total mishandling of that. It was a bit much. So there you go.
Well, that and your Minecraft debacle.
Oh, yeah. So yeah,
Gee.
At this point, we're trying to score points to stay alive. We're at the full scramble mode in the last few hours. And so for some reason, again, you're not thinking clearly at this stage. Like, when you start to get in these panic modes, I totally forgot that Minecraft existed. And I totally forgot that I had like a triple stack of it that I could pop, like, of all the last 4 or 5 updates. I could have done it on Android, iOS, and Windows. I realized this at about 11:40-ish. So I had like 20 minutes left in the contest. And I was like, oh no, Minecraft! And so I opened up the world, and then it's just Windows. That's all I had time to do, because I had to update the app on my phone, of course, and so I'd like pop one and then like scan in, and then I pop another and scan in, because at this point you don't know how much time's left, because the clock seems to run out a few minutes early, and I wasn't really sure when it was going to run out. So yeah, so I almost kind of screwed us there too. And I even had another one. Like, that last night was really challenging. Like, the last one, like, I had this Lord of the Rings achievement that was at 99%, and I did what I was supposed to, and it was supposed to pop. I was supposed to be number 100, and that was worth 1,500 points, and it didn't pop. I still don't know why that one didn't pop, but I had to keep moving, So Yeah, it seems like you always remember the ones that didn't go the way you wanted rather than the ones that did. So I don't know. My favorite that I did pop was probably the stupid dynamite fish game, because it was like 1 million pounds of fish caught, and that took like forever. And I would, yeah, it was a long story, but a long achievement, but it's not exactly edge of your seat material. It's basically just throwing dynamite in the water over and over and over again with a wonderful little nephew. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Rocket League was a pretty good one.
So
or Rocket Arena was pretty good.
You don't want, if you don't want to forget games that you have, you should probably use this thing called Excel. And then
well, that's what sucks.
Put
is like
games in there.
Yeah.
And
that gets a different
What?
issue where you put the game in Excel, you put like little notes by it, like on what you need to do, all that, and then in my infinite knowledge of 2.5 years of preloading, I'm like, you know what? I'll remember this when I go back to it. It'll be okay. And then you have a note of pick up last orb. Well, where the heck is the last orb?
That happened to me too. Yes. Breach it, Triad. Yes, that is like
so
your previous self, man. Yeah, I hear you. That's
you're
terrible.
like, oh yes, I totally got this under control. And then you open the game, and you're like, how do I even play this game? What is this game?
Right. That happened to me with American Fugitive. Like American Fugitive, I remember enjoying that game, and it was a great preload. And the achievements I left were, get the last collectible, finish the last time travel. Well, the map's huge, and I wrote nothing down. I have no idea where I was supposed to go, and it was like, oh, this is going to take way too long to find out. Figure it out. I mean, so I think there's a message there for anybody that's possibly, especially after this ringing endorsement of this contest that we're giving you here, anybody that's possibly considering doing this, like if you're doing a preload like crazy, make sure to take like a whole notebook full of notes. You're not going to remember it. Like you're not even going to remember what the buttons are. Like that was a frustrating thing too, for sure.
Pictures would probably
Nobody
help
got time
too.
for that.
Yeah. Like just take a picture of the map or something.
Yeah, that would have been smart.
Put it in a folder. I don't know, but
something's
He still has a flip phone, probably. So don't.
Just make
Something
notes. That's pretty much my only advice: is make extensive notes and try to plan it out in the best way possible. Like I did a Disney Epic Mickey 2, which was a 360 game, but it's got like quite a bit of TAD in it. So I had it down to where I was like, talk to this guy at this place, and then move to the next building over, talk to this guy, just to kind of like in my little notepad, just to keep track of where I need to go instead of trying to go all the way across the map and figure it out at that point. So just try to keep details. That's pretty much my only advice. And just don't join.
And if you do, don't tell your girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Not my girlfriend. His. Yeah.
Yeah, I never told her that I rejoined again. Even
So,
after
like,
my 2020 run.
How are you going to explain the hoodie then? Like,
I won't.
You won't explain it.
No, he'll just show up one day and she'll be like, "Well, what's this?" I'll be like, "Oh, I just bought it. Thought it'd be cool."
It's a gamer. It's a gamer thing. You wouldn't understand.
All right. Well, you're starting your relationship off strong. Honesty.
Yeah.
For sure.
I respect.
No, but although she did think something was up yesterday when I didn't even turn my Xbox on once, she was like, "Are you okay? What's going on?"
Oh, I really, yeah, absolutely. Well, that actually ties to a question I was going to ask you is like, what are you planning on? Like, how do you decompress for this? Like, how are you going to game now? Like, did it ruin you? Like, what is your plan to get back to some kind of normalcy?
At this point, I don't really foresee much gaming. I played like 2 hours of Sea of Thieves today, and at that point I was kind of like, I'm kind of done. I didn't play at all yesterday. I don't know. I'm just probably not going to play much anymore, to be honest. At least for the foreseeable future. But I just kind of, after this, it's just kind of light bulb kind of went off in my head where I'm like, I'm tired of just spending 12 hours of grinding a day on the one game just to get a pointless achievement. So it kind of just bummed me out a little bit. But maybe one day I might go back to it. But at this point, it's just I'm probably just going to finish up games that I want to finish, like Sea of Thieves or something steep or something where I enjoy it. Not
long RPG maybe.
Yeah. Where it's just not any, and I don't have to feel pressure
game
anymore.
With the story.
Yeah. Where there's no pressure to score.
Those exist,
anything.
Elroy.
So at least that's what I have in mind. What about you, Elroy? Are you just gonna jump back in full swing?
Okay. So if I sat here and told y'all this is it for me, I'm never going to do a competitive gaming contest ever again, I'm sure that you would probably your BS radar would go off, and I would feel pretty dishonest probably saying it, because I mean, I don't know, I'm a glutton for punishment for these things, and I enjoy the thrill of the competition, because for me, like, I don't get to play as much soccer anymore because of my back when I had my 2 back surgeries. I'm just not the player that I was, so I don't want to go out there because I know what I was, and now I'm not quite there. So I don't play like that. And so I get my competitive thrill from things like this now, which is probably not a great thing. But so I'm not going to close the door on this. I mean, I got a whole sheet of preloads here that I forgot about. So if any team's looking for, I got some Minecraft, I got some other stuff. If you want some Tejo Drum Master, some some stuff that might actually be worth some points in the next contest.
This is why we were so close, is because Elroy was just holding out on us the whole time.
He forgot about.
I forgot about all these points. I don't know, man. I'm getting old and forgetful, but there is a silver lining to this. And you asked me, like, if I ever, if the gamer that I once was dead. Yes, pretty much. But I took that old gamer out for a test run these last few days, and I've really enjoyed it. I treated myself for my victory. I traveled. I took a flight down to Buenos Aires, and I got myself a copy of Dead Island 2 while I was down there visiting some relatives. And when I came back, I had to play it because it came out at the time that I was in the thick of it. And so it's a 20 to 25 hour completion for 700 TAD. Not gaming contest friendly at all. So I started playing it. And yesterday I just got one achievement in it, and that was pretty much all I did for the day, and I was good with it. So I've been enjoying it because that was actually a game that drew me into this terrible Xbox world, and and then I got hooked on this whole achievement thing, and I played the first 2 basically through completion back in the day, and that was like 10 years ago, and I actually almost pre-ordered back when that was a thing at GameStop. Almost pre-ordered this game like 10 years ago when they announced that they were going to have another one, basically. And then it just did not come out for 10 years. I don't know if my pre-order would have still been good or not. I don't know. That would have been an interesting thing. But they finally came out with it, and it plays just like the other one. And I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm just going to keep rolling with it. And I'm going to take some downtime. I'm going to play through this and then see where that takes me. Maybe I'll finish up Rare Replay and get that off my back. And then I don't know. I don't know what I'll do next. Maybe hit, what's it called? Diablo 4 and give that a test run. I haven't got to play that yet. And I don't know. It's I think that's pretty much all I got in store for me right now. So I think it's pretty telling, though, that of the 4 people on the team that went through all this, one is quit gaming, the other one is thinking about quitting gaming, and then I'm not sure about the third, and then there's me. But yeah, that should tell you what a mental wreck this does to you, and just it's tough, man. That's a tough competition.
But you're getting a hoodie, so it's worth it. So.
Yeah. So yeah, that hoodie thing. So TA
Planting remembers to send them.
Yeah, the TA is very deep pockets, and due to those deep pockets, it is a BYOH policy, buy your own hoodie policy. Apparently is in effect, and so you know what?
Oh, you have to pay for them.
Yeah. I don't mind though. I really
Really?
don't. I'm getting one.
Oh,
It used to be Planting, the one who ran this contest. He would spend out of his own pocket to buy everyone's hoodies, but then
which is cool. That's cool. He did that.
But then once COVID hit and everything, and people winning from overseas and stuff, the shipping costs and the hoodie costs would end up being like about $200 just to do that for 3-4 people, and at that point it's kind of just a little excessive. So Elroy, he's taking the reins on that and gonna
I do want to say thank you to Planning for that, because I contacted him and he said like I asked for the graphics, and so I asked for the graphics and they've arrived. So I'm going to take the
graphics have arrived.
Yeah, so I got the graphics and I haven't opened them yet, but hopefully they're not just like a middle finger, like I giving you the graphics or something. Like, but yeah, like I assume I have the graphics in my Discord, and so I'm going to recreate them. I don't know what the hoodies are supposed to look like. Hopefully Triple will dig his hoodie out that smells like Jimbot and let me see what it looks like, and then I can recreate it fully using my graphic skills that only pale in comparison to my Excel skills. So yeah, but yes, there will be a hoodie.
Don't get those two files confused when you send them to the printer, to the T-shirt person. You don't want the Excel graph on your hoodie.
That'd be funny. Get Triple's Excel document on a shirt. People will be like,
there you go.
wow. They'd be like, wow, that is so well made.
Oh, that's where I put that spreadsheet.
Yes.
But yes, but there will be hoodies. There will be flexing. There will be flexing in hoodie pictures. Yes. Maybe someday I'll be buried in that hoodie. Who knows?
Yeah, and that's one of the guy Matto who's quitting gaming. He about 8 months ago found out he had cancer, so that kind of took a toll on him. And it's kind of after this, that's the main reason why he's quitting, is because he wants to spend time with family and stuff and get treatment for it and stuff like that. So we wished him the best, of course, but he messaged in our team chat today that he's like, I'm not going to be on Discord, I'm not going to be on Xbox. If you want to get a hold of me, just give me a call. And that's pretty much it. So
I do want to say thank you to him as well, because he put this all together, and I really appreciate him letting me be a part of it.
But then Area or Quick, if they listen to it as well, we just want to thank them too, especially for their final week performance. That was pretty much what held the team together at that point. This past week was him just going all out and putting everything he had into it, because he could easily just folded and been like, oh, I'll just come back next year. But he kind of helped keep us all in line. So.
Yeah, it's a good team.
Yeah.
Real good team.
All right, I think that's Elroy and I have rambled enough.
Oh man! At this point,
GTASC
there's probably no one listening anymore, so we can just keep going. Let's go.
All right. Well, congratulations again.
Well, thank you.
And
don't
ever do this again.
I must say that I bought donuts for all my students, as an apology. I gave them all diabetes. So because the contest overlapped by 2 weeks with the start of school. So these last 2 weeks have been really rough on me because I had all this time with summer, and then all of a sudden I didn't. But yet I had to keep the same output, and so it's been rough. And my students, I think they think I'm like either the worst teacher ever or the coolest teacher ever. I'm not really sure, but I've been doing a lot of gaming at work and just kind of trying to stay afloat. So I got them all donuts, and I didn't realize that they could be bought for so cheap.
The donuts or your students?
Yes.
Both.
Why not both?
No, actually, that was an eye-opening thing. Now, I'm sure that I know the answer to this question, but have you bought donuts lately? Holy crap, man! I don't know what's going on. Like, I swear the last time I bought donuts was like in the 90s, like probably like 1996 or so. If I was to place it. Well, donuts have increased in cost, man. Like, that got real.
So has everything.
Yeah, but especially donuts. Like, it was like $1 a donut, man. Like, what the hell?
Did you go to Dunkin' Donuts or the supermarket?
I didn't know where the hell to go. I don't buy donuts.
A supermarket. Dope.
I went to Krispy Kreme. I assume that.
Oh,
that's your problem.
I don't know where the hell to get donuts. Why would I know how to?
Supermarket.
Kroger, Walmart.
Yes.
You get them. Yeah, you can get them.
I haven't bought donuts in like over 20-some years. How the hell am I supposed to know where to buy donuts? I went to a store that said donuts on it.
You can go to like Kroger or Walmart and get like 18,
you're like a man from the
1980s.
Well,
$5-10.
Well, at that point, I wasn't thinking clearly because I was. It was like 6 o'clock the morning, or no, like 5:30 the morning after.
Get them on.
I literally had just won the dang contest 5 hours before that, and so I was like not thinking straight, and I thought, well, okay, I guess that's a good price for donuts. Just give me like a buttload of these, and I'll just go.
Krispy Kreme is good quality.
Is that like a Cadillac of donuts or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about donuts, y'all.
They melt. Yeah, you could have gone to a donut flip. Next time, go on donut flip and
buy some Argentina
donuts.
Argentinian donuts. Yeah. Right.
But no, at this point you can't because he's kind of set the standard for his students. So
like
now they're going to be like,
well,
what
the hell is this, man? What the hell?
Mr. Kelly's going to be bringing us all the good
stuff.
Yeah, man.
I would say,
man.
I would say most people usually go to Dunkin' Donuts and get these the Munchkins and then you spend like $10 and.
All right,
but that
I mean, it is easier to carry all those churros, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they gotta get that donut thing under control, man. Those costs are outrageous. When I go back to buy some donuts in like 2047 or something, I expect the donuts won't have increased in cost so much. Yeah.
You could buy them all salads and see how much that costs. That'd be like $20 a person.
Probably more, man. That stuff's expensive.
Yeah,
too.
Way more.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's so fat.
Yep. Man, still though, that was an eye-opening experience. I don't know that the hoodies are going to be as nice now, Triple. I spent all my money on donuts. But yeah, there you go.
Dumbfounded. All right, well. I guess we can get into some sales. Could have a hoodie guay into some sales. And if Nate's still here, he can go first.
Yeah, much like hoodies, you have to buy these for yourself. The only game I have to talk about today is Sniper Elite 4 Digital Deluxe, which is $9 down from $90. This is one of those games that you play for fun. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I actually popped an achievement that was part of a Game Pass quest. So, and then it left Game Pass. So I have this game that is fun, but is large. And now it's only $9. So I'm looking into this. It's a third-person shooter, stealth, and that's all I'm going to talk about this week. But there are a ton of sales. So once these guys are done telling you about other good games, maybe check the sales for yourself.
Check the sales for yourself. That's a good idea. We should just say that every week.
Yeah, just go look at it.
Yeah.
See what you like.
Just check for yourself.
Do it yourself.
In the sales this week. Check TA. Speaking of that, Elroy.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm not sure. It probably goes on sale all the time, but anytime it does, I'm going to say pick up Castle Crashers because it's amazing. That's a good one. If you have never played it, go treat yourself. And then also you got the Dolings. The Dolings, that's a game that holds a soft spot in my heart as well. It's both the buy and then don't buy. So the first one was amazing. It was the arcade one. So it actually is 60 cents cheaper than the sequel. So you're saving some money there. And you're actually getting a game that you would actually enjoy. Dolings Arcade, $1.39. There you go. That's 80% off. Dolings Invasion, I wouldn't touch it. It's he ruined the recipe. He got greedy, man. Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with donuts? Since it's dough.
Totally. Yes, I might be a little salty because having spent a small fortune of my wife's money on donuts recently. But yeah, so there's that. And other than that, I must say that I was put onto a certain game by Mr. Koosh before he left for the night. And it was Away, the survival series. So I didn't know about this game, but it's only $6, down from $20. And it is, got some critters in it, some sugar gliders apparently. But if you squint, or if your eyes are as bad as mine are apparently now, and if you squint just right, it might look like you're playing with some possums. So, there you go. Away, the survival series. I don't know anything about this game other than you get to play with some critters that kind of look like possums, so you better go get it. $6. Breaking Walls. That's the developer breaking the walls between you and possums. Away, the survival series. There you go. That's all I got.
All right.
Oh, and then another don't buy is get a grip chip, because Chip talked me into putting that on my tag, and screw you, Chip, for that. I hate that game. Don't buy it.
Get a grip chip.
Yep.
Got it.
Plat filler.
Plat filler.
Yep.
All right. Chips.
All right. So I have 3, all of which I do own, but I thought I would mention because I thought they were decent games. The first one, the Snake Pass, which is on sale for $3. It used to be on Game Pass, I believe. So, and it's 85% off. It's a platformer. You play as a little snake, and there's about 15 levels in it. And it's a pretty fun game. It's a little challenging at times, but it got some enjoyment in it. The next one is Under the Jolly Roger, which is a vehicular combat naval game. So, like a certain other vehicular combat naval game that I played quite a bit of during GTASC. So that one's on sale for about $10. I figure that one might have some interest. And then the last one, Warhammer Bolt Gun. It's on sale for $17.59, which is 20% off. It's a first-person shooter. If you like Doom or what's another game like that?
You have to ask Foof. He knows a bunch that are
Quake.
Yeah.
Those old shooters.
Yeah.
Yep,
if you like
just
Doom,
like it.
or it's exactly like that. But it looks a lot better than the old school shooters. So it's kind of a step up. It's still old school, but you got better graphics. And you can turn on invincibility mode and do the highest difficulty and get all the achievements in one run. So
nice.
And that's one I did during GTASC, so I do recommend that. And everything else I probably won't buy because games are kind of boring these days. So that's my ringing endorsement.
These games or just games in general?
Just games in general.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, why did you just recommend a bunch of games that were boring? That seems like a jerk move, but
No. These ones I actually would enjoy. They're ones that are a little bit different than kind of other stuff. So, but yeah, that's my my ringing endorsement of sales.
Super
So,
Destronaut. Super Destronaut. That's it.
yes.
All right, Foof. There you go. I can't let Foof off easy. Super Destronaut. Another game just like Doom.
Oh yeah. All right, and then L is up with his great game.
Yes, I was going to recommend a wonderful role-playing game called Doom and Destiny, which I have a soft spot for because it is pretty poorly made. I mean, it's great. It's a it's a parody of old school turn-based RPGs. It is $3.59, 70% off. That's a good deal. And I learned that they released a sequel. I didn't even realize this. It's called Doom and Destiny Worlds. That's got a little sale of 30% off, but that's $14. But I would check out the first one. It has some like Lord of the Rings and Final Fantasy and Zelda, like all kinds of parodies. And then the walkthrough on TA is very good, so you can get that done pretty easily. And I'm not sure if it was done with RPG Maker or not, but I wanted to give a quick shout out to my son, who created his first RPG on RPG Maker, and I had put it in the general Discord, and a few people played it, so thank you to those who played it. And he did a good job. I'm impressed. It basically looks like all the Kemco RPGs. So I think they use RPG Maker, and that works now. RPG is a role-playing game, Elroy.
Does it call it Doom and Destiny because like they like make fun of Doom and Destiny kind of a thing?
No, it's actually just it's a Dungeons and Dragons thing, so it's just a different D&D.
Oh, okay.
That's all it. That's what it is.
I thought maybe they had taken like two games.
Doom and Destiny are two games. Very good, Elroy.
Yeah,
good,
thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
That's all it is. D&D. All right. Well, it's probably the last time we're going to say this, maybe next week. But the last games with gold are Blue Fire and Inertia Drift. Get them, yay. They're available till August 31st. You know, if you need an automobile genre game for your targets this month, you can grab Inertial Drift. Much better than that Forza Horizon game, for sure.
Oh, man. I have a... If y'all... I assume y'all finished up y'all's Bingo's cards, right?
I still haven't, actually.
I haven't either.
I wait for the last minute.
All right.
I get what comes naturally, and then the last week I will get whatever's left.
Well, that's what I was doing. I was kind of just seeing what I'd popped during the contest, the GTASC, and then anything I missed. And so I actually looked at it today, and I'm missing 3 things, and one of them cracked me up. And I clicked on it. I was like, "What is this?" I thought it was like I couldn't tell what it was, but now I see it. It's like a racing helmet, and it says simulation racing. And I was like, what the hell is simulation racing? So I clicked on it to see what games I had in it. And literally only one game popped up. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is this thing? And it's a Forza game that I think that maybe someone in the Student Achievement Factory might have started or something. Like, I have never played anything in this genre. And so, I don't know. I just like, why is that on my bingo card? Now I got to go find something in it.
I'm surprised that you have a bingo card. Have you ever joined the TA community event before?
Yeah, I've done. I usually do like the 12 Days of Christmas. I enjoyed that contest.
Oh, wow.
And
I'm surprised.
Warboats or whatever. I do that one. And other than that, that's about it. And then of course the dang stupid GTASC. That's it.
So, Elroy, the only game I have available for that is Project Cars. I have the same one you do.
Man, is it in your lower left-hand corner?
Wow.
No, it's in my lower middle.
Oh, okay, yeah, mine's in the lower left.
I don't think I have that one, thankfully. I have Automobile.
Yeah, Yeah, simulation racing. I didn't even know that was a thing. Maybe Em and I'll have to talk about that one in a genre-ly speaking. And
get that back on the.
We're gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna be again for my 3 fans out there. I'm gonna be doing some more segments soon. So if you had some ideas for something you wanted to talk about, I'm always up for a segment. So hit me up with that, and we'll make it happen.
Sweet.
I mean, if you just want to talk about Mayhem Brawler, I'm up for that too.
Classic.
For some people.
All right, Nate, this is your specialty. Game Pass.
The Game Pass. Yeah, we don't have much news. I'm sure we'll get podcasted in a day or so, but big game coming up. A lot of people are interested in this one. Maybe not on the panel right now, but for other people, Sea of Stars on August 29th. It's a role-playing turn-based game. It's a prequel to The Messenger. We may have mentioned that before. Completely different game type, but prequel nonetheless. Same developers. And on September 5th, we're getting the indie darling Gris platformer, 6 to 8 hours, and leaving Game Pass pretty soon. Black Desert, that's an RPG, one of your 1,000-hour games you were interested in there, Triple Triad. Commanders 3 HD Remaster is a 20-25-hour tiny guy. Immortality is an adventure game. It's 12 to 15. It's, the live or the real motion video or whatever, full motion video. Like the 2 other games before, Telling Lies and something. Next up, Nuclear Throne. It's a roguelite shoot 'em up. 40 to 200 hours for people that like tough games with unobtainables. This is right up your alley.
I talked about it for like 4 weeks in a row. I don't even remember the name of it either.
Surgeon Simulator 2. Simulation 50 to 60 hours.
Thank you for thank you both studios for not yanking that off of Game Pass before this last week.
And it's a stack too.
Yeah,
the Xbox and the PC version.
That one's super deep in preload. Like you can.
Yeah, that's bread and butter right there.
So, but I guess with the new scoring, probably not so much anymore. But if that's what they do.
And then a fun game. Tinykin. It's puzzle platformer, 8 to 10 hours. Just a little shrimpy guy. That's also leaving at the end of the month.
Do you know much about the Sea of Stars game? Like, is it a prequel about the main character of the Messenger? Because
I think it's a prequel to the world of the Messenger. Not necessarily the characters, but just it's like the backstory to it.
Okay, see, I was hoping that they do something with the shopkeeper guy. That guy was hysterical. Like, I love that guy.
With his backstory, it could be.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Where he tells all these stories and stuff. Oh man, that would be hysterical. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Where you like listen to him.
I'm with you.
Okay, yeah, that's like one of the best parts of that game. Anyway.
All right. We are drawing near to the end. But first, we have some leaderboards. I mean, Brad Camp.
Oh, yeah. So
take it away, Elroy.
Yeah. So completions. We got some completed games, y'all. Chris Bud 20, 450 games. ZZ Urban Spaceman.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. 650 games. Mattism 750.
No thanks.
Some triple triad, dude. 1,150. About
triple tryhard.
Yeah, 150 of them last week or something. I don't know, insane. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Red 047, 1,150 games as well. I would like to retract that and put him before Triple because he's our guest here tonight, and since they're tied, Triple should have gone second. All right, Mighty Mango, who I got to meet at Achievement Fest. That was cool. That was a highlight. Gave him a nice big bro hug. 1,200 completed games.
Wakapu, who's delightful as ever, who helped my team, and so thank you, Waka. He might have been out of town for the cursed experience, but he was there and helped us with Human Fall Flat. So and he's the guy that made that game, so he's really good at it. And he has 1,250 completed games. And then, oh man, ElroyOMJ, love that guy. 1,400 completed games. And then just, like, that seems like so many. And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, but redemption denied. Yeah, that guy. 3,250 completed games. So Elroy's little piddly 1,400 doesn't seem so cool anymore. Anyway, I digress.
In streaks, Jay Black currently with 50 days, as is Kronos, and Chris Budd 20. With 850 days, Alicia, Dinoman 87 with 1,000 days, Eldritch SS with 1,100 days, and Sincere Seeker 6 with 1,250 days. Celebrating their annual birth, or annual win streaks, we have What the Fug with 1 year. Why Fug? Don't. Just stop. And Eldritch SS currently with 3 years.
All right, and then with gamer score, we have a Fuoth with 250,000, RFC Ori with 350,000, Boots Orion with 550,000, Night Wolf with 650. With Zari DX,
come on.
What the heck is that?
That's a nice gamer tag right there. With
Zari Donkey Kong, man.
Yeah, with 800,000, Septic Earl with 1.2 million, and a certain guy named ElroyOMJ with 2.2 million.
Love that guy.
Let me say a little something on that. Like, this happened during like finals week, and I had it all planned out. I had it perfectly. I was going to do it with Skate Freaking Bird, and I just thought I was going to stumble right into the DLC and just knock it out in 5 minutes or something. I'm not sure what I thought the DLC was, but that was a full DLC, and you had like 17 missions each and all this and that. And I just couldn't get anything going, and then I got home and I had a boosting session. So, long story, not short, is that it was the first time since 400 gamer score that I did not hit it on the nose. I went 2,200,050 gamer score, 80 gamer score, I think it was, or something like that. So I took a half-ass picture, flexing, kind of, sort of. You could see the disgust on my face. The whole thing was a terrible experience as far as that was concerned. So I didn't forget. I just screwed it up. So there you go. So I do like to take my my 100,000 flexing pictures, and yeah, it was just a disaster, that one. It's unfortunate.
I think you could drop that gimmick.
Oh no, it's not.
There's only so many times we can make fun of the TV sticker and the.
As long as you have TV sticker, it's okay.
Thank you, Triple. I really appreciate that. What a guy.
You'll have to bring the TV sticker to Achievement Fest next year.
Oh, I should.
Oh,
I should.
Oh, you could autograph it and then put it on the wall there or something, like the Wall of Fame.
Yeah, make sure you laminate it.
Yeah. Probably I don't want to. Yeah, it'd probably get some wear and tear otherwise. You're right. That's
It'll be like your social security card, and then your birth certificate, and then your TV sticker.
My energy saver.
in your safe.
And your hoodie. Yeah,
my hoodie.
Black market hoodie.
Oh yeah, I could put it on the hoodie for sure. Yeah, I like that.
Now, what's the hoodie gonna say? Your gamer tag and.
Well, I'm not 100% sure. Again, I haven't seen the graphics yet, and for whatever reason, Triple's holding out on me on sending me some pictures of his other one. That he.
I hope it's the same color as the lavender Fest shirt.
And
wow.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It used to be the one I have. It was like light gray. But I think changed it to like a darker gray or black at one point. I don't know. It's been a while.
I can make it whatever color we want. I mean, it's it's not like we're just accepting a gift here for topics we've
prefer
covered already.
Neon green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that way everyone can see it.
Yeah, for sure.
I won GTASC 2023 Team Edition, and all I got was this lousy hoodie. I had it by myself.
That's it. I think that might fit. Yeah, I'll have to put it in small font, but yes, I think that's.
So if you put it underneath the spreadsheet, you should be all good.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Where in alphabetical order would that be? Triple, or what color coat would that be?
I don't know. It depends on who owns it.
Okay.
All right, and your team did so well that you guys broke the leaderboards. And, the Arya Dragon showed up about 500 times.
Man, I didn't know he was in the top 10 in bowling, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he got
in top 10 in dodgeball. Is he coming for me?
He might be.
Well, if you go down to the bottom, he also made top 5 in dodgeball. So,
okay. I was about to make a play for that. Just between you and me, don't tell Lucas, but I'm gonna make a play for the number 1 soon. So don't.
Are you gonna do the 5 Ds? Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Delisted, yeah.
that's the 6th one.
Yeah, that's that's actually the cool thing about the dang genre now is there's not many games, and one of the big ones that was just
Stickbold.
Yeah. Knockout City's gone, man, and then. Yeah, Stickbowl. There's Disco Remix or Disco Dodgeball Remix, and some other ones. There's those Japanese. There's like a Japanese / American stack of some game that should not be in dodgeball. It's just like a music game that's on a dodgeball court.
Visual novel.
Yeah, but it's challenging unless you're really good at like rhythm games like that. It's more of a rhythm game or music, but whatever. So yeah, I didn't realize I was being ran down from behind. By a teammate like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I know it. And Party. What's going on? Is he going for that? Anyway.
Well,
got some brags?
Thanks for joining us. Oh, brags. Go ahead. Someone wrote that.
It's Koosh. Yeah, Triple, man. Great teammate. I just want to say thanks for coming on the show tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And that was me that wrote that. I thought you guys should acknowledge it.
It says Triple is the best around, and I could acknowledge that he is.
Yes. Yeah, at least has a glorious beard that's really top notch for sure. Yeah.
Well, shave the beard. Take the girlfriend out on a date.
I shave it twice a year.
Fun, dude.
That's it. You gotta keep it. It's nice. Adds character.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you at least trim it.
I do.
Okay.
Well, thanks for having us. Thanks for indulging us.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
With our antics and ranting.
Yeah. This.
Half of you guys quit gaming, and our listeners quit listening, and
it was just a lose across the board, wasn't it? This is like everything says go away. Oh well, yeah. Your regular formatted show will be back next week. We promise. Not this. We won't bring back the other 2 members and talk their point of view about the.
Yes. Well, next week we will discuss the big news that the 360 marketplace is closing down, and we'll talk about that more in depth. But too much this week already. Too much. Next week.
I'm not gonna miss it. Overrated. Hated that marketplace. That's just my view. Couldn't find anything,
how you
man.
Really feel, Elroy.
Hey, you search for something. You search for something,
Elroy.
man. You search for something, you can't find it. Like you type in the whole freaking name of the game exactly, and it's like, did you mean this movie that came out, 15 years ago? No, I was talking about the game that's the exact name of what I wrote in. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but I hated that store, man. I could never find anything. I just thought maybe I didn't get it. I don't know.
Well, one thing you're not going to be able to find anymore, or you're going to be very sad. All of those 200-point XBLA games are going to be bye-bye.
Man.
So you need to...
well, hopefully somebody at Chivo Fest
toll
has
the bell. Toll the bell.
There's a couple of them actually I need to play.
Oh.
Yeah.
They'll be around.
Yeah, there's a couple Double D Dodgeball and some other ones that I need to play.
I guarantee you they'll be at Achievement Fest. That's the only place you'll be able to get them.
Yep. Well, the problem is it was on one console, and that one you had to like have at least two, and I don't think we could find a second copy of it. Like all the achievements are multiplayer based or something, and you had to, I don't know. Yeah. Oh well. What are you gonna
Figure
do?
it out.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yep.
Well. Big sigh. All right, Triple Triad. Don't be a stranger here.
Even though you're half
Elroy,
quitting gaming, but don't be a stranger.
I'll still be around. I'll still talk and text and.
Elroy, we don't need to talk to you for a good year, and
yeah, I'll swing by next year. See how things are going.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good. Nate, it was good to hear you say a couple sentences.
Thanks for sticking around for the sales, and
it was a good show.
Yeah, strong performance.
But we love you guys. All right. Thank you so much. Join us on Discord. Oh, forgot about one thing. Leapfrog is over. I just remembered this.
Oh, yeah. Just ended today.
Yeah, it just ended today. Inferno won. So congrats to him. I meant to mention that before, but...
how many periods did it go on? Was it like... I think it was 330?
Like 8 million.
Something like that.
It was something crazy.
What Chivo?
And then I guess the other guy got DQ'd, I think. So that's one way to win.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask what achievement did he use for the win?
324. That's how many periods it went. So 324 days is
I was just curious what he
survived.
I was just curious what he used for the final one.
He used I Am Bread.
Oh, yeah, that game. I won't touch that game.
A++ all cheese hunt levels. So
there you go. Classic.
But he was pulling out all the stops. He was going at it for sure.
Yeah.
And then he did the you suck at parking after that. So he definitely was in it to get it.
Oh, dang, I totally forgot I had a preload in that game too. Dadgummit.
On that note, listen to what Elroy says and do the opposite. Yes. Class is dismissed. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.